Erica, wow, you look more beautiful than ever. Please come in.
Oh, you flatterer. You always are, but I love it.
You flatter me by your visit.
Well, I have some business I would like to discuss with you.
Well, I'm always open for business. Please sit down.
Thank you. Actually, we at Temper Magazine are thinking of doing an article on the 3 handsomest men in the whole world. Naturally, I would like to include you.
Well, Erica, you flatter me again, but I'm not interested in some male beauty contest. You know, for me, it's what's in the heart that counts.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right, Gilles. But it doesn't hurt to package a kind heart with a beautiful face, does it? Mm-hmm. So please, you must contact Dabney very, very soon. Now tell me, are you babysitting for Laura today?
No. No, little Laura will stay with Tom for a while.
No. Oh, I'm surprised.
Well, frankly, I'm very disappointed about Tom. When I first met him, I thought he was okay. But now I see he can be very cruel.
You don't mean to tell me that he is keeping Laura against Brooke's wishes?
Well, this is none of my business, but I would like to put the goods on him and then fix his wagon.
Well, don't forget, I was married to Tom. I mean, if anybody can get the goods on him, it's me.
Then you must do me a big favor. Give me the ammunition to zap him with.
Oh, I will. I mean, I know that I can. But first, I really have to know what is going on exactly between Tom and Brooke and little Laura.
I can't believe my ears.
You mean that Tom is actually threatening to sue for custody of Laura on the grounds that Brooke is an unfit mother?
That's so unfair. He's a creep.
Oh, yes. He was always a creep when he was married to me. I mean, he was very self-centered, always just involved with himself, just the way he is now.
Wait, Erica, now you must tell me something I can use against him.
Oh, yes. Oh, I know that I can think of something really bad about Tom, really very, very heavy, something that would really destroy him for good. But you have to give me a little time, all right? I'm sorry, I must run just now because I have a business appointment.
Okay, you call me soon on that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'll call you very, very soon. Okay. And don't worry, I'm going to come up with something on Tom. It's going to make your hair just stand right out. So, au revoir. À bientôt.
Nice to see you. Bye.
Bye.
Merci beaucoup, Gilles Sinclair. You have given me exactly what I need. Oh, just wait till the world finds out that Brooke English is an unfit mother.
The wicked witch is off my back forever.
Oh, Cynthia?
Yes.
She gave you the divorce.
Yes.
Oh.
And you and I can make it legal. You'll be Mrs. Palmer Cortland again, never again to be Jeanville.
No. But I'll still be Monique.
Oh, well, just one step at a time. First, we'll get married.
No, first we won't.
What do you mean, no? No, you've already told Nina that we want to be married.
Don't you see it's because of Nina that I can't marry you? She thinks of me as the rotten daughter of the housekeeper, out to steal her rich daddy's money.
But I've already told her that I love you and that I want her to respect you.
Yeah. And I'll just bet you that she begged you not to be such a fool, right?
Well, naturally, of course, she thinks that I'm still pining away for her dear sainted mother, and of course I am.
Oh, PC, don't do that. It's not funny. I don't think it's a joke. Dislike she feels for me could turn to hatred if you suddenly tell her I'm your wife. And I'll never stand a chance of having her.
I have a solution. We'll get married secretly.
I don't want to get married secretly, and what good would that do?
Well, at least I'd have you for my own again.
No, you wouldn't. All we'd have is another secret from Nina. I can't stand any more of that.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Cortland, it's Cliff. Listen, I just got a call from Dr. Gould. He's not going to be able to make his appointment tomorrow. He's been tied up at that trial.
Oh, that's really dragging on, isn't it? Gould, you can't see Nina. No, he's still out of town.
Anyway, Dr. Gould said he thinks it's probably a good idea to just wait till he gets back. We'll set up another appointment.
Yes, I agree with you. Well, thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
All right.
Well, so much for Dr. Gould. He could be on that trial for weeks.
I was so hoping that he would be the one person who could help her.
Well, now, how can you say that? After I went to the trouble to get the best possible help for Nina, Dr. Wall did miracles getting her out of that catatonic state.
I know he did. But he has left her with her memory gone, that remembers me, that remembers her husband.
Well, we will bring her back with our love. We really will.
We will? Whose love? She doesn't like me anywhere near her.
Well, I'm doing my best to influence her.
Oh, Palmer, don't you see? When she really was the age that she thinks she is now, you were her whole life. You start praising me to her, she'll dig her heels in against me even more.
Well, I must say that is a problem. It'll take a little time to work that out.
Time. You know how sick I am of hearing that? It has taken me all this time to convince her that I am alive and I am her mother. Now I might as well be buried again.
Well, that's absurd. Of course I want Nina to have a full recovery, but in due time. I don't think she should be pushed.
I would never put potentially dangerous pressure on any patient.
Yes, but there is always that risk. And Nina is at a stage now when she was most happy. 16. When she was carefree. Lots of hope. Why not leave her in that tranquil state? Don't you think she deserves that?
I think what she deserves is her complete health.
Yes, but why suddenly catapult her back into that terrible period when she lost her reason? And besides, Helmut, there is your career to be considered. I know that you're very anxious to get back to Salzburg to continue construction on your clinic. And, of course, I feel a vested interest in that project because of Nina's illness, and I certainly wouldn't trust anyone except you to be there to supervise the allocation of my funds.
But perhaps there wouldn't be any great harm in slowing down Nina's treatment if I were to keep an eye on her.
Then we are in agreement, right?
But after thinking about it, Mr. Cortlandt, I believe your plan is worth a try.
Maybe I was wrong. I only wanted to keep Cliff out of her life. I didn't think about Daisy. Very good idea. She won't know you, you know.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because she said the other day that she thought that she ought to get out and make some friends in Pine Valley, so obviously...
It wouldn't hurt to see if she does recognize me. And Daisy thinks that I might be right on the edge of her memory.
Oh, Daisy. Well, she's on the edge herself. She's so emotionally upset she really doesn't know what she's doing.
Well, Cliff thinks it's a good idea, too.
Oh, Cliff, that big expert. He's a surgeon. He knows little or nothing about psychiatry.
Well, do you know anything about it?
At least I'm very close to her. And Cliff has barely seen her. I'm sure you're aware of the violent reaction that she had when she did see him.
Palmer, do you remember when Nina first fell in love with Cliff and the violent reaction that you had?
That's neither here nor there.
No, but you were furious at me for helping them get together.
Well, you were a little wild then. And I didn't think you were a good influence on my daughter.
Well, you did everything you could do to intimidate me, but it didn't do anything to break up our friendship.
I wasn't doing anything except trying to protect a very sheltered girl.
Father? I'm ready. Hello, Nina. Brooke? Yes, Nina.
You seem confused, Nina.
I'm sorry. You know, for the life of me, I can't place where I know you from. Did we go to school together in Switzerland?
No, I've never been to Switzerland.
You look so familiar. Of course! Of course you're on television. You have that news show. It's very good.
Yes, that's right, Nina. Brooke is an anchor person on WRCW.
And you must be discussing business. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, not at all.
Excuse me, Father. I'll see you outside.
That's all right, darling. Well, I'm sorry, Brooke. That must have been very disconcerting for you. I wish you'd taken my advice and not pushed this meeting.
Well, I just realized how painful it must be for Cliff and Daisy to look in Nina's eyes and not see any sign of recognition.
Well, at least Nina is herself otherwise. I mean, you really don't know what agony is until you've seen her in that totally catatonic state.
Well, why didn't Dr. Wald work with her any longer so he could bring her closer to the present?
Well, her memory will come back, but we mustn't push it. You see, I see it as Nina having a second chance to come up to the present. But this time, she'll be much stronger.
Yes, well, that's a very interesting concept. I'm not sure that it works that way.
Well, I intend that she get all the love and attention I can give her. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I did want to speak to Daisy before
Well, she's upstairs lying down. She's had a very trying day. And I'm about to go riding.
Well, she said Palmer told her you weren't to be disturbed.
Yeah, no, I was. Oh, it's probably just as well. I would have been depressed at another failure.
Poor Brooke. She walked in there, Nina called her by name. She thought she'd cured her, that she was all better.
What? Of course. Nina sees her on television.
I still think Brooke should have had more time with Nina. Maybe something. But Palmer had to take Nina off riding.
Yes, I know. I saw them. Looked out the window at them. They look so beautiful riding together, you know? Just like they didn't have a trouble in the world. That's why I had to get out of there.
Well, I'm glad you decided to come see me.
Misery loves company.
Well, it's a sure shot that if anyone's going to identify with you, it's going to be me.
You know what the worst thing of all is? Everyone's saying all the time, give her time, be patient, she'll come around. Ugh.
Listen, I had an idea last night.
What?
I don't know, it may work. It certainly won't hurt anything. When Nina and I first started going out, when we first fell in love, I gave her this book of sonnets.
Oh, I remember. It was, Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
Yeah, sonnets to the Portuguese.
Nina told me. She said that was one of the first things that made her realize how sensitive you were when you gave her those poems.
Well, anyway, it's always been a special book to us. We used to read the poems to each other, and we always joked that it was kind of a talisman of our marriage.
A talisman?
Yeah, well, you know, when we split up, Nina took the book with her, and when she came back, it sat on the table next to her side of the bed, till now.
Sounds like if something might help her to remember
exactly,
the book.
exactly. It would be that book.
Well, how do we get her to see the book?
I don't know. I can't take it to her.
No, you can't.
And I don't want to get Palmer involved. I mean, he's going to veto the idea before he even gets started.
I think you're right.
I guess I'm asking you if you can maybe go over there with the book. You're going to have to be very careful how you bring it to her attention.
You're telling me she doesn't even like me anywhere near her.
Yeah, well, I mean, for that reason, you have to be as careful to make it as subtle as you can.
Okay. All right, leave it to me. I'll get a copy.
Oh, no, not a copy. It's got to be, it's really got to be the book I gave her.
Oh. Well, all right, I'll stop and pick it up. Is Mrs. Gurney home?
I think so. Well, if she isn't, you got a key to the house?
No, I do. Where did you leave the book? Do you remember?
It's on the mantelpiece. I just saw it last night. It's still there.
Okay. Well,
Great.
let's hope it works.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
What?
Oh, no. I just saw something.
What?
There's an inscription on the flyleaf. I wrote a note to her.
Oh. Well, can't give her that one then. I'll just go by and...
No. It's got to be the same book. It's got to look. It's got to feel.
We can't give it to her with the inscription, though.